Alright team, we're back with some more Stanley Parable. Let's get started. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Let's go right about there. Until they're friends. Aww. Good start to the game, I like this. Becomes the number 9. Oh. Okay. Ooh, this is deep. I wonder how long I can go on this. Does anything happen if I just keep adjusting? Alright, right about there is good. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occubuncle or scrumtush? Scrumtush. Definitely occubuncle. And it's like a 90-10 split. So let's do that. That word sounds good. I'm going to start trying to work that into my vocabulary. Please don't... Oh, I already adjusted it a little bit. Oh man, I jumped right in. That's my bad. Yeah, I know what time it is. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? This is... I mean, okay. What is time anyway? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, humans made it up, so it's kind of could be whatever we want. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? I mean, we've just been adjusting sliders. I feel like that's it. Help? Alright, I'll help. Yes. I love how every time you start this game, it starts completely different. Like, it's kind of amazing. Alright, we're jumping right in. We got the new starting button. A lot changed last time. We went into the new content. We saw a bucket. We jumped down a hole.
Story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Does this change at all? Or is it always the first, is it always the same thing in the beginning?
427, and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending...
Alright, let's jump in. Okay. The balloons we picked?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
We picked those balloons last time. That's awesome. They got the balloons in the office. Good for them. Liven up the space. Is that my bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I have the bucket. This is amazing. Look at this new content. Oh, the balloon fell onto the desk. Wasn't that the new content door? Well, I'm in.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Ooh, this changed.
And entered the door on his left.
Should I go left or right this time? I have a bucket, so technically I feel like everything changes. Let's go left. I wonder how much of it changes with my new bucket.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
That's true.
Perhaps his
I do
boss's
feel more
office
comfortable
was
with
where
this
he'd find
bucket.
answers.
Going back in.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
It wants...
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy.
I can
Clear as
actually.
day, this broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Nope.
I
Alright,
feel
I'm
it.
running.
It's a
It can't have the
belongs
bucket.
in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet. Coming to a staircase.
I'm
Stanley
not
and
giving the bucket
walked
to the broom
upstairs
closet.
to the
Don't
boss's
listen to him.
office.
Last time we went down. I'm going to go up this time. See if that pathway changes a little bit, maybe?
You
There-
found one of
oh!
them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
There
Remember,
actually are
no reward for
collectibles?
collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Alright.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful
I got a
figurines.
collectible. That is awesome. Alright, now I really gotta go everywhere. Can't go through there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
That's right.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be
As long as I have this bucket, everything's A-okay.
the bucket would, and he knew it.
That's right.
The two of them were inseparable.
I will carry
At
this bucket
point,
forever.
Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, I messed it up. 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
That's right.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Could be.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Does make sense. Got my bucket and going on a journey. Do 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 do. Collectible.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yes.
This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini stands. I don't like that.
What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines. That's it.
Like that, another Stanlerine under your belt.
All right. Let's press the button.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
That's right.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
And I appreciate the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
So we did escape last time. Let's go forward. Because this time we could choose to not turn off the mind control,
The
maybe?
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Alright, bucket. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's just you and me versus the world.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
Never.
in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley...
Oh, I
caught
can't
her
see the
hand,
balloons on here.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's okay, bucket. We got this.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Never.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Absolutely not.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do? or not want to do in the first place?
I'd imagine carry
These
things.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Feeble?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Oh.
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh, where am I?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
That does sound like something Bucket would say. What are my other options here? Can I press these buttons? Nope. What's up there? Can I go up there? Why is there a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What happens if I hit these? 1, 2, where's 3? Ooh, a door. Nope. Where's 3? He's got to do something, right? So that's 5. Come on, 3, where are you? Oh, maybe over here? There you are. 3. Now where's 4? Show me 4. That was 1, 2. 3 was there, which was kind of weird. If these buttons don't do anything, it's going to be kind of goofy. Where's 4? I mean, it's got to be by 3, right? Because 1, 2 are next to each other. So 3's here. Maybe over here? Nope. Can't go up there. Huh. Maybe I can't get to 4. Okay. It's kind of goofy. Yep. Alright, we're going to call it. We're going in. Come on, Bucket. Alright, so the last time we were here, we turned it on.
Stanley and the bucket knew
Or we turned it off. So this time we can turn it on.
Horrible place and to everything it stood for. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
It was the bucket all along. The bucket
horror.
works for mind
Had
control.
this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
It's all coming together.
Never the bucket have betrayed him like this.
Never.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust.
What?
When
No, I wasn't.
suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh, birds.
Silly birds.
I bet they'd like to stay in the bucket.
buttons became active again.
Oh, this is hard. Do I click flying bird or big bird? Let's go with bird. Oh, that's okay. Flamingo.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
Oh, it's like a next button.
This
Oh,
wasn't a mind control facility.
look at the
all.
penguins.
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
I mean, is it
The
though?
mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken,
This is a good
this
wife,
one
Bucket. I
was
stand by
surely
my
the
decision.
best. And Stanley was happy.
I am happy. I got Bucket and birds. What else do I need? No! I wanted to stay there. Okay. That was an interesting run through. Let's head back in. We got
All
our
his co-workers were
balloons.
gone. What could it mean?
What's that?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. Does that mean there's a figurine in the meeting room? Oh, gotta take my
Stanley
bucket.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Alright. So let's go right this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It really seems like it. And the bucket doesn't steer me wrong. It knew about the birds.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes,
I think
Stanley
so.
thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Although there's
How
no figurines.
insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Alright, we're
No,
moving along.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
What?
Stanley
How
took the
dare
door
you?
on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't know. You just said the bucket was wrong, and if you're gonna lie to me about stuff, I think I'm just gonna... Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Although, last time we came, did we go this way? No, I'm gonna keep going this way.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
That is quite the
Cargo
bucket
lift,
voice.
Yes, go there. Go. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
We
It
went
should
that
have
way
alarmed him,
before.
of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose
Oh,
not
what's
to
over
think about
there?
this obvious fact. He was
Look at
firmly
that.
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him.
A
and
collectible.
he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, we gotta go that way next. Alright, Chad, if I forget, remind me to go that way. Here we
In
go.
Here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh,
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Bucket, we need to talk about your bucket voice. Does it stop ringing if I wait?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon
Sad?
a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Wow. Where am I? Is this supposed to be Stanley's home? Oh, look at the painting of the bucket. Am I just stuck here? Oh, there it is. Press Q to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Really? That doesn't sound right. How dare you say that about the bucket? Are the balloons gone? Oh, this just led me back to my office. M to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him.
Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk.
First of all, how
it
dare
can
you?
do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
I mean, you could put rocks in it. It can transfer solids. It doesn't just have to be a liquid. You're really underselling this bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. All right, I'll listen to you, bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of
Okay,
metal.
you're getting rude now. Look, we all said things we don't mean, but let's not get crazy.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice
That's
shine.
right. See, you're coming around. I do believe you're real. Let's go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
That's right.
It's just a little more,
Ooh,
I'm trying to say,
bucket, are we going to watch TV?
more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water
It's
from
just
one
me
room
and the
to
bucket
another.
watching TV. Same day with me over and over. All right.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
'Cause it's a great bucket.
Oh no. I'm
Oh, what's
I'm
going
having
on here?
feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with
man.
me? I don't understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Plot twist, the metal from the bucket is made from the same as the ring of Sauron.
Stanley,
So everyone grows
give me
attached
the
to it.
bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give
No,
it, or
how
I'll...
dare you? It's my bucket. My precious bucket. All right. Was that the end of the run? I can still pick up the bucket, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm picking it up.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
That's right. All right, so we went...
Stanley clutched the bucket
Oh, look
tightly
at these
to his
nice
chest
balloons.
and entered the door on his left.
All right, so we went right last time, and off to
This
the
was the
side,
direct way to the meeting room.
there was that
Stanley had felt the
collectible
bucket
figurine
calling
we
him,
gotta get.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Sounds
And
like it.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go
All
somewhere
right,
else.
so let's
The
see.
cargo
If we
lift,
climb
yes.
up here...
Go there. Go to the cargo
There we
lift.
go. So now over here, is this how we get this figurine? Yes, there we go.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Why can't they be
What
Figgly
name
Stanlurines?
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
So where are the other ones? There's a door down there. Can I get down there? What's over here? Is anything over here? Okay. Definitely didn't see that the first couple times. What is going on here? Bunch of tapes.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less
It's about the
sense
bucket?
anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times
If I
I've
come down
done
here
it,
without the bucket, will it be a
always
different
the
tape?
Same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down
This is intense.
doesn't make sense.
It's my bucket, though. You're not getting
There's
it.
no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Excuse me? It's my bucket.
It's
How dare you?
unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
This took a turn.
Camporata.
What? I'm sorry, what just happened? What kind of an ending was that? What? What was that?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
How do
meeting
I
room.
continue
Perhaps
that?
he had simply missed a memo.
Should I try going that same way without the bucket? What's this? Huh. I feel weird not taking the bucket, though. I gotta
Spread
take the
through
bucket.
Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go left. How can I find them? Bottom text. There are many questions. There's no memo from management. How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? And the whole meeting now is about these. Employee 416? In the red room. Okay, 416 red room. Whoa. Trust the completionist instinct. Oh man, I feel like they're calling me out a little bit. Oh my god, this all changed to the collectibles. Maybe we are the collectibles. Okay, so 416 red room.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that?
What
don't
happens
you?
if I stay in
The
here?
aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your
How
relationship
dare
is
you?
purely superficial and convenient? That
What?
your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley.
First of all, how dare
Lay
you?
into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
They wrote a lot for this broom closet.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your
That's
morbid
awesome.
philosophical diatribes about
got a
the
sticker.
cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
This is amazing. Property
Oh,
of
I've got a
Stanley.
second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
It is a.
There really
Okay, I
is a
appreciate
wide
that.
variety of applications for this sticker.
All right, narrator. I'm on to you. You got some good points now. Do I get a
You know
third
what?
sticker?
I could take the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
All right. I don't get a third sticker. I guess that's okay. I wonder if anything else happens if I stay here. Nah, let's leave. I got my stickers. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and
Downstairs.
the upstairs to the boss's office.
Is there another collectible down here?
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the...
I gotta find the last one. Where haven't I been?
Collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number. And
So this stairwell's red.
will be different.
So the other one might be at
Different in the sense that
416.
We used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Yeah, the stairway's red, so I think this was the red they were talking about. So the last one might be in 416.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Oh, this
Was it
pathway
because
doesn't
he
involve
believed
the
everyone
bucket.
had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Oh, I think we've seen this pathway.
Something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy?
Oh,
He asked
okay.
the bucket.
We are including the
The bucket
bucket. Good.
returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for
It
them
is.
in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
What?
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just
Yeah, it
a
is.
normal, everyday bucket.
No,
Someone
I
else's
have
bucket,
the
perhaps.
stickers on
How
it.
did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who
Where'd my
knows
bucket
what
go?
sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket?
Where's my bucket?
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
I want my bucket back. Where's my bucket?
He exclaimed, "Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
That'll
Where is
happen.
it? I must
Gotta find my
it."
bucket.
Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket!
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Come back to
Could it
me!
truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next.
These aren't the
None
right
of them were
buckets.
his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Where's my bucket?
He had
I
to
put
find the
stickers on
bucket.
it for
He
this
had to
reason.
return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Well, that's BS. I want my bucket with the stickers.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No! I didn't find my bucket again.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Hopefully she is the bucket.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket
Yes!
of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a
She
man
has a
who
bucket!
stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on
This
the
is
street.
amazing.
Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He
This
didn't
man
have a bucket.
had no bucket.
Yep,
Of
pretty
course.
easy to see that right away.
Ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Yep.
Perhaps he didn't
I knew it
even
was
realize
done as soon as I
he
lost
left
the
his
bucket.
at home in the first place.
What?
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course,
That's fair.
she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself.
Heck yes.
My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
That's impressive. I mean, possibilities are limitless when you have a bucket, though, so that's fair. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So where's 416?
Stanley decided to go to the
'Cause that
meeting
was the
room.
other
Perhaps
thing
he'd
on the
simply
meeting.
missed a memo.
Where are you, 416? Do I want my bucket for this adventure? I think I do. Yep, we're taking the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly
Oh.
alone, not with the bucket around.
It's the content door. How do I go back in there? Maybe I don't pick up the bucket? Well, that's just crazy. I don't think I can do that.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket
It is a
turned out
pretty
to be
cool
correct?
place.
Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Bucket, you do make some good points.
No, never mind. The bucket was
I
wrong.
don't like when he says it.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
Alright,
room.
this time I think we will take the door on the left, because we went through there, we did this little secret passage, we went up there. We didn't go to the right yet with the bucket, but I think this time we're
And
going
so
to
the
go
two of
this
them
way.
teetered through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Whoa, what is this? Have we seen this before? Yeah, I think we're going to go down here.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
Didn't
I
expect
knew
that.
you'd find this place eventually.
What is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you.
These
very
are my
much.
friends?
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what
I don't
fans
know
want
what the
from a
Adventure
sequel.
Line
They
is.
want more of
What?
their favorite jokes, not this bucket.
How
that
do
they
I
never
find this
say
Adventure
before.
Line?
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Alright, I'm back in the broom closet. That's cool. I want to find this Adventure Line. How do I get to that? Alright, nothing's happening in here. The baby is just creepy. What's the deal with the mannequin? Oh, this is really nice that they put this together, though. But they're not getting my bucket. Oh, the truck moved. Okay.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Ooh. That's pretty awesome. We gotta turn this up, make sure y'all can hear this. Alright, that might be a little too loud. Let's get the main volume up so that narrator's a little louder. And then maybe the music volume right there. This music's actually pretty sweet.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
Okay, a little too loud. Okay.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something
Oh,
up.
nope. I'm not giving up this bucket, if that's what you're implying right now. Do. I do like this line. I want to find this thing. If it was in the original, I gotta be able to find it somewhere else.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why
Nope.
I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Nope.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Nope. I will turn this game off
Can you
before I
guess
put the
what
bucket in there.
Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket,
Nope.
and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Nope. Not doing it.
Now listen to me.
Let me
It's
out of here.
crucial that you give it the bucket.
I
I
will
don't know
not.
what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
Nope.
Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure,
Well,
I
let's
can hear
destroy
you
the
say,
bucket
how does
destroyer.
a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
That's a
Well, you
great
see,
question.
if you were to really explore the bucket destroyer,
I
you'd
won't-
see that
I'm
its
not doing
desire
it.
to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
Is
What
it, though?
other object in this game can you even say that about?
The
broom
bucket.
closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it.
I
We
refuse.
can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the
Nope.
fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry
Nope.
and...
It brought it on itself. There's no way I'm putting that bucket in there. What is this?
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Debatable. Didn't really live up to the bucket. Seems like a good stopping point, but I just want to get the
All
last
the playwork was
figurine.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So maybe I don't pick up the bucket. If I want to go to the... Well, the door's still closed. To bucket or not to bucket? Alright, door's still closed. I figured if it was going to open, it'd open then. I'm taking the
Good old
bucket.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, mission status. Somewhere both red and blue. Somewhere both red and blue. The only thing I can think of is those doors. Then I went the wrong way, unfortunately.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright, we're gonna speed run this
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
so that I
once
can
again
try to go
stunned
to the red
to
and blue
discover not
doors.
an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
That's right.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Always.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright, so this time we'll do what we did our very first run and actually follow what the narrator wants you to do. And then after this one, we'll go to the red and blue doors, see if we can find the last figurine. And that'll probably be the end for the video.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that
Or we
read
could escape.
Mind Control Facility.
Now let's do this.
The
Got my
lights
stickers
rose
on my
an
bucket.
enormous
Feeling
room
good.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Going along with my bucket.
The
Can I
visitors
get back
brought to
into the
life,
new
and
content
Stanley
room?
nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Always.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Sounds about right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
What's
Walking,
over here?
eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
I feel like there's got to be
The
something.
cold reality of his
Is that
past
button
began
4
to
up
sink
there?
in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
How do I get
For
up
he
there?
and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Alright, last time we saw the birds, which was pretty sweet.
When at last they came to the source of the...
This time we're doing this. We have the bucket. We'll see if the ending's a little different.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Good for you,
Stanley wanted
bucket.
to sneeze in every country on Earth.
That's
Both of
actually a
them
pretty
wanted
good
to
goal.
begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait,
Did the door
what was
broke?
happening? Why had the door stopped?
Door
Was
broke?
Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No.
An unbearable silence filled the room.
Bucket, we had
lingering
so many
and
plans.
uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket,
No.
needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
No.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Wow. So I couldn't even get out that way.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Well, that's new.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
Alright,
him,
how'd we get to the
telling
blue
him
and
that
red
the
doors last
employee
time? I
lounge
think
was simply the place to be.
we just did whatever
And here it was,
the opposite
that
of
the
whatever
bucket
they
turned out
told
be
us to
correct.
do.
Was no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to
Nope.
the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question
I gotta
why or
jump
how
off
this
onto
bucket was
this.
speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, we're going this way. I think this is how we got to the blue and red. Danger everywhere. What's down here? Why isn't he talking anymore?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past
I
this
forgot
point."
about that.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
This is my bucket. What? Are you gonna take my bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1.
That's a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Well, it's not as cool as my bucket, so maybe I'll say no.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Didn't expect that. Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
That looks similar to the last bucket. Quote
Correct.
unquote
It
bucket.
is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Alright. I'm feeling good about this. I'm acing this test so far.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Is that a bucket though?
Incorrect.
Oh, that was a
This is
bucket?
a bucket.
That's crazy. It's actually quite a hard test.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? It's a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to show it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
No, that's funny.
Is this a bucket? Correct.
Hey,
This is a bucket.
got it. This is a pretty sweet game show.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Is that a bucket? Yes.
Okay. You and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket. And we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No. No, 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 no.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single
Told
thing
you.
in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley,
Debatable.
you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
How dare you?
This is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
That's
And
right.
we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
I'm going to tell
I don't know
everyone.
what that
Everyone
information
deserves
might
to
do
know.
a person.
We're doing a
Right,
conference
here we
meeting
go.
on it. Alright. Unfortunately, I think that's got to be it for this episode. I'm very curious now, though, how this is going to progress with the bucket and finding the last figurine. So be sure to stop by next time so we can figure this out together. Thanks for sticking around. These have been a blast. I love this game so far. It's so much fun. Anyway, I'll catch you all next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. See ya!